What's going on, guys? Bobby with Consumer Time Capsule, back with another review for you here. And today we're at the Capsule to talk to you about some generic Oreos. Although, man, they look really nice and fancy, and it seems like they did a very good job. We're talking about HEB Root Beer Float Twisters. And this is actually a pretty interesting take. So, the first place where my mind went when I saw these on the shelves is Oreo had a root beer float flavor in 2014. Now the thing about the root beer float Oreos was they still use the golden cookie that these use, but inside the cream is like half, you know, to represent the ice cream, so it was like cream, and half root beer flavor. It was like a yin-yang of cream inside. With this, it's actually root beer flavored cream filling, and it has pieces of candy in it. I'm assuming that those pieces of candy are like mashed up like root beer barrels, you know? I don't know that for a fact, so we're gonna find out together here. And these are, I guess as you would expect, given the name, these are a product of HEB. This is the second review that I've done about products at HEB, but a Texas-based grocery store that hopefully you guys have access to if these are good, and if you don't, you know, they don't have all the cool stuff there, so you don't have to be too jealous, but people do really love HEB, so I don't know. Let's find out if it gets some bonus points with their interpretation of root beer float Oreos. I wish I could do a head-to-head taste comparison, but a Oreo from 4 years ago would probably lose that. This is what the cookies themselves look like. As you can see, we've got the golden outside, and you can see some kind of chunky pieces inside from the candy. Oh boy, that cream's barely holding on. So there is what the inside looks like. It's those little tiny brown specks are pieces of candy, and they are very clearly root beer flavored. The root beer smell is very, very strong. It smells like the root beer barrel candies, really. And I don't know, well, let's see what it's like dry. You know, I know most folks aren't going to eat these dry, but So, first things first. When I pop this in my mouth, the cookie outside is much softer than an Oreo. I don't know, it just doesn't have that same like real crunch to it. So if you don't really like that about Oreos, these are actually much softer cookies and really nice. The root beer kind of is more in the finish. You really taste more of the outer cookie when you put it in your mouth, which is like a buttery, you know, like a golden Oreo, but like a little bit more buttery. Inside, apparently the cream is root beer flavored, but really I'm tasting it from that candy. I'm just gonna try to have there we go. See, it falls right off. This thing's barely holding onto that cookie. I'm gonna have just this. Okay, so the root beer flavor is in the cream, but it's turned up a notch by the root beer candy pieces inside. You want to try one, man?
Yeah.
Go for it. I'm gonna pour myself a glass of milk so I can eat these like a normal person. And we will see if that makes things any better. You know, I'm getting a lot of the root beer flavor. I'm getting a lot of the cookie flavor. But like the float aspect is kind of weird. Like it's weird to try to make a float like out of something with no ice cream. So maybe adding the milk component might make the that float aspect stand out a little bit more. Let's see. you lose a little bit of the root beer flavor. It is kind of weird. Here, I know you go for the big old dunk. Why don't you you can self dunk there. But it loses a little bit of the root beer flavor. I think I actually prefer it out of the box to in milk, which I would never say about an Oreo. I mean, unless it was like that cherry cola Oreo or something, you know? It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good, but the strength of the root beer flavor, wouldn't you say it's not quite as pronounced when you dunk it in the milk, you know? So so really, I mean, it's still good though. It still has that it's got a nice butteriness to it. Like I just keep going back to that. Like that's
Cookie's good.
The cookie component of it. I mean, HEB did a really, really, really great job putting these together.
Does the milk taste like root beer?
No, it does not. I tried it. That's a ripoff. Where did the root beer flavor go? No, seriously though, guys, if you have access to an HEB, you really should check these out. These are really good. It's $2 for one of these, you know, big old containers of it. 12 ounces, you know what I mean? That's a little tiny bit smaller than an Oreo package, which is apparently 14 ounces. But still, you're saving a full $1 off of that. And I would say this is as good as just about any Oreo that's out right now. You know? Like, I really like those kettle corn Oreos, but I would say these are probably maybe even a little bit better than that. So, to give this thing a gimmick grade, root beer float in sandwich cookie form is not something that HEB invented by any stretch. But, you know, they did it differently. They could have just copied how Oreo did it, and they didn't. The package looks awesome. I mean, it looks like an A&W root beer can. It's really great. So I'm going to give the gimmick a 7.5. It is actually going to fare a little bit better when we evaluate the taste. I'm going to give it an 8.5. I think this is this is as good of a Oreo type cookie as you're going to find, except like those magic times when Oreo just finds just the right flavor, like that soulmate flavor. This is really exceeded my expectations in terms of what a grocery store can put together for a competitor to Oreo. So while it's still out, because it is limited edition, I would make sure to go ahead and pick these up if you're buying HEB. And if you're not, just be super jealous. I guess. I don't know. You can probably get them shipped to you, I'm sure. But nonetheless, very good. I really like it. Good work, HEB. Keep it up. And I don't know. Let's see another interesting flavor soon. I'd love to review another one of these now that I've tasted how good you guys are capable of making a Oreo substitute. So really, guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the Consumer Time Capsule YouTube channel. We're really, really fighting to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and we're getting oh so close. So any help that you can give us is much appreciated. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at ConsumerTC, so feel free to follow me there and connect with me. And really, other than that, I guess till next time, I will miss you until I see ya. I'm going to go ahead and dunk on my way out. See you later, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to just... You know, it's better with the less milk. I went in a little less, and the root beer is kind of coming back. They're just always good, okay?